Thanks for having me.
You know, I'm looking at your scrapbook of pictures right here. It's fantastic. I mean, you're fishing with Robin Williams.
Yeah, this is all going to be in my book. I know every comic has a book, every athlete, every rock star, everybody has slept with them, everybody has met them. You know, when all four members of KISS have like 2 books about each of them, you know, there's 2 books. I don't buy books anymore, you know. But I have a book that I've been putting together for years called If You Can't Laugh at Yourself, Make Fun of Other People, My 40 Years in Showbiz Hell. But it's not really hell. I mean, I'm still in Zanies. Does it really get better than that?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
And do you have anything in your book? Will you have anything nice to say about other comedians?
You know, yeah, I actually have a lot of great things. Matter of fact, I don't want to sit there bad-mouthing people too much, but at the same time, you know, you want to write a book where you're giving the dirt, you're giving the gossip, and you don't want to sound like some catty, bitter old man, which I am, but I'm still having a great time.
You don't want to sound like it.
I am too, Bobby, so just go ahead.
But it's okay, but it's okay being bitter and angry as long as, you know, you utilize that. Because my wife, people say to my wife all the time, my wife of 27 years, mind you.
Congratulations.
People say to my wife all the time, what makes Bobby mad? And she goes, air. Because I'm the kind of person that I like when I'm in the car and somebody doesn't make a right turn on a red light. I want them to die. My wife goes, you're not in a hurry. It doesn't matter. They're doing 80 in the carpool lane. I want to go 100. Get out of my way. My wife goes, you're not in a hurry. Go around them. No, that's not the rules of the road. Somebody walks in the middle of a movie or talks in a movie theater. I can't stay. I can't. It's like Larry David. You know, the littlest things in life. But that's what keeps a lot of us going. You know, it's a type A personality. I get the metabolism of a hummingbird. And it's and when I'm not on radio and not on stage, I don't talk for 23 hours a day. I walk around Chicago. I don't care how cold it is. I got in last night, and I had a limo. And I did some radio last night. I'm sorry if I cheated on you. You're the talk leader. You're the leader. It was on the little show. You know, I was practicing leading up to the talk leader. Because you guys, you're like, you know.
That's not just propaganda.
It's not propaganda.
No,
You're cheating on us like Joey
think,
Bishop cheated on his wife when he was alive?
Oh, well, you're getting ahead of me. Okay.
Okay.
But you are the talk leader. Even though it's like a coup. You put yourself here. Like Papa Dr. Vallier. Nobody wanted you to be the leader. You come in like Putin and you just take over. Annexing other radio stations like the Ukraine. You're monsters. But if you're going to plug my show, I'm here for you because you are the leaders.
Never been compared to Papa Dr. Vallier before.
It's
very flattering.
I always use him as an example because he had the most heinous, horrible henchmen, but they were called the Tauntaun Makut. And there's no way that doesn't sound like some kind of Bonton Zydeco band. You know, these guys were worse than the mafia, worse than the Gestapo, but they just sound so cool. They were chopping off heads, they were raping children, but they're the Tauntaun Makut.
Nobody does. I mean, Rickles doesn't do Papa Doc humor. I mean, that's fantastic.
He's global.
I think that's something more topical. But you know why? I was just in the Dominican Republic, which shares an island with Haiti, and 2 days ago, I'm not making this up, I did a show in St. Thomas and St. Croix, and then I get here last night, and it's, 30 degrees, but you know what? I don't care because I love it in Chicago. And I walked like 20 blocks last night in the ice cold. It was great.
You talk about marriage a lot in your act. You mentioned you're married 27 years. What do you think about people getting married later in life now?
I think getting married later in life is a beautiful thing because you can't see each other, you can't hear each other. And if you're lucky enough to have Parkinson's disease where your head's shaking up and down, she thinks you listen to her. So everybody's so negative. It's the first 30 years of marriage that's brutal. And after that, it's smooth sailing. Let me tell you what my wife did for me. Okay, so this is great. I get to Chicago. This is great. I got to show you something. I can't believe I'm actually going to tell you this. But my wife, it's always impossible to shop for a woman. You never know what to get them. And I think the longer you stay married, the more difficult it is. Because when you're younger, it's easy to, you get your wife, your girlfriend something. But as you stay together for a while, either she has this, she's too old for it, it's not in style anymore, I already have one of these. Well, whatever the problem is, okay? So unless you have a lot of money and you're buying them cars and jewelry, I'm talking about a regular gift to regular people. So I don't know what to get my wife. And the other day, she never knows what to buy me. And she'll never buy me an iPad or an iPhone or a computer or a Blu-ray player. She always wants to get me something I would never buy for myself. I think guys hear that a lot. Well, you can buy golf clubs, you can buy a gun, you can buy... I want to buy something, And then I said to my wife, well, if I wouldn't buy it for myself, what do I want? Why do you buy something I would never buy? Okay, so trying to reason with women is impossible. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, we're in L.A., we're in the mall. And I walk into a Skechers shoe store. You know Skechers? Okay, I walk in there, and I'm looking at all these shoes. And all of a sudden, when my daughter was little, let me backtrack for a second. She loved playing that game, Simon. Remember that annoying game? Where you hit the colored lights, the red, green, blue, yellow light, and you have to follow it. And then you have to go, okay. So I hear Simon, and I walk over, and there's a shoe in the children's section with Simon built into the shoe. And it brings a little tear to my eye, because my daughter's now 26 years old. When she was little, she loved playing Simon more than anything in the world. And and I bought her a lot of toys. Being having only one child, you spoil them. And on top of that, it would annoy the hell out of my wife. So now it's great. It's something I could do with my daughter and annoy my wife at the same time. This is the best game ever. So I pick up one of the shoes with Simon built in. I start playing it, and I say to my wife, I got to get a pair of these shoes. My wife got these bright yellow, green, red shoes with Simon built in. Which sounds like a good idea. It's almost like you guys were old enough to remember Get Smart. The idea of a phone in the shoe sounded great back then. Yeah. Now it would be a big pain in the butt. I want a phone in my pocket, not a phone in my shoe. Who has a phone in it? Got to take my shoe off to make a phone call? Back in the 1960s, you'd think, wow.
Great idea.
Anyway, my wife says, you never wear a pair of those shoes. I'm going to go buy a pair. I talked to the Skechers salesman. He goes, we only make them for children. And my wife goes, it's a good thing you only make them for children. You would never wear a pair of shoes with Simon built into it. Okay. I check into my hotel last night. There's a box waiting for me. Somehow, some way, my wife called somebody at Skechers. She was made for me.
Oh,
Take a look at this.